I'm really scared. I don't know if I want to go live. I'm scared, Jessie. I'm scared.
Why are you scared?
Oh, I'm scared. Oh, God. Oh, God.
This is the Say It Can't Gamer, and you are live with the MMA-Holes!
Mixed martial a-holes. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial a-hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
Boom, 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 boom.
No way.
Oh!
From the Queen Studios of New York, did Brock Lesnar ruin 226? Is Daniel Cormier the GOAT? MMA news with the MMA-Holes. Yes! Wonderful, wonderful. What's up, MMA Holes? Hope everyone's wonderful on this Monday night, the MMA Holes Hour. This is the night where we take you one swole hour on Monday. Yes, yeah. We take you for an hour on Monday. Tonight, we have a lot to pack into this hour. At the last 5-minute mark, someone can save the show, and I advise you to save the show tonight because it is going to be a lot to squeeze in because, bada-bing! Is Daniel Cormier the GOAT? And Brock Lesnar, did he ruin UFC 226? Now, if you live under a rock or a Brock,
Wonderful. What the fuck?
Jessie, do you live under a Brock?
Yeah, I live under. I've lived there since I was born. I was born under a Brock.
That's right. Me too. If you live under a rock and you missed UFC 226, well, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to do a quick recap for those that missed it, and I know none of you missed it. But Daniel Cormier knocks out Stipe Miocic.
Yes.
First round. And the round was winding down, right? It was 4 minutes and change left, something like that.
Yeah.
Something, yeah. It was towards the end of the rounds. And Daniel Cormier cracks him. Stipe hits the ground and loses his belt. Daniel Cormier becomes the double champ.
Double champ.
Now, we're going to start off with this. We will be talking about Brock Lesnar. I know a lot of people want to talk about Brock because there's all over the internet. Everyone's really pumped up about how Brock handled that whole situation, how DC handled the whole Brock situation. I know you guys are thrilled about that, so we'll talk about that. But let's talk about this first. Let's get the elephant. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, or the DC in the room. DC's like an elephant, right? He's sort of, as a heavyweight, he's pretty much elephant size.
Okay.
Yeah. But let's talk about Daniel Cormier. He wins 2 belts, right? He is the double champ, right? Now there's 2 double champs. Well, active double. No, well, not really. There's really one active double champ, and it's Daniel Cormier.
Right.
The buzz all over the internet. DC's the GOAT. DC's not the GOAT. DC is the GOAT. DC's not the GOAT. I'm going to say this. I'm going to start off with this, and I know it's controversial, but I'm going to say this. Daniel Cormier, at 39 years old, I think. 39 years old. Heavyweight champion. Light heavyweight champion. Yeah. Daniel Cormier is the GOAT. GOAT. Jessie, what do you think?
Absolutely. 100% I think Daniel Cormier is the GOAT.
So you're hands down saying it. Now, I had to sleep on it. I tossed and turned all night. I sucked my thumb and my cock. No, I'm not that flexible. But I really do.
You know what's sad is I actually tried to envision that image in my head. I actually tried
both at the same time. I'm like, oh, yeah, yeah. Thank you, and Kit Jakar.
Thank you,
You're
and
the best.
Kit Jakar. You are We don't say the best here.
Wonderful.
Yeah, you're wonderful, wonderful. But I really thought about it, right? And I was like, it's so easy. It's so easy to say, okay, now DC's the GOAT. Now this one's the GOAT. Now that one's the GOAT. I really thought about it, and what does a GOAT entail? Well, what makes you the greatest of all time? And a lot of people are saying you have to go to one division and dominate that division, and then jump into another one and take a belt in that one as well. Some people say because Mighty Mouse has not done that, he is not the GOAT. Now, there was a time where I was like, Mighty Mouse, he's the guy. Mighty Mouse is the guy, right? Until Daniel Cormier. All right? You can say John Jones, but John Jones is nowhere in the picture right now. And John Jones still has a chance to be the GOAT. He can come back and then go on another winning streak and be unbeatable and just wipe the floor with everyone and become the GOAT. And I'm not ruling him out. But as of this day, July 9th, what's today's date?
The 9th.
July 9th, 2018. This moment, Daniel Cormier is the GOAT.
The GOAT.
That's what I'm going to say, okay? He only lost to John Jones, and he lost twice. One gets wiped away. Cheating. I don't know what you want to say about that, but regardless, he came back. He takes the belt back, and then he goes up in weight and fights a man in Stipe Miocic, who has gone on a heavyweight run that has been better than no other, right? He hasn't been knocked out since 2012. He hasn't lost since 2014. I could be wrong, but that sounds right. Stipe Miocic, think about it. If you haven't lost since 2014 at heavyweight, becomes the champ, defends the belt multiple times, how? How is Stipe Miocic not the greatest heavyweight, right? I mean, on paper, he is. Daniel Cormier goes up and beats him in the first round. He swipes the belt from him. Now he's got 2.
Destroys a 6-fight winning streak.
Think about it. Think about it. This is not flyweight. This is not like fucking mini weight. This is not atom weight. This is light heavyweight and heavyweight. This is the mecca of the UFC. Daniel Cormier, at 39 years old, is a double champ. How could you say he's not the GOAT? I understand GSP's in the mix. I understand Mighty Mouse, John Jones. And you can go way back and pull other names out of the hat. But how could you say at this moment right now, Daniel Cormier is not the GOAT? I mean, I don't see it. I can't see it. And now if John Jones wasn't caught for cheating or steroids or any of that stuff, right? You could say maybe DC's not. Maybe DC wouldn't even get the chance at heavyweight. And even if he gets it, he's not the champ of the light heavyweight division.
Yeah.
Take everything into consideration. I'm going to go with yes. Daniel Cormier, fat, obese, round, double champ, is the GOAT. Now, Jessie, what do you think about that?
I said it already. I completely agree with you. I think he is the GOAT. I don't have to justify my reasons why.
I do.
It is what it is. I mean, I guess if it helps to justify it.
It does help. Because here's the thing.
Here's the thing. You don't need to argue it. Like,
you do.
If it's that clear that that's the case.
It's not clear.
Why do you? It is clear.
Well, to us, it's clear. But I'm sure in the chat right now, inside this chat room, there are some people out there, and it's probably 50-50. We should do a poll. Actually, you know what? Can you drop a poll on the community board?
Sure.
All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to drop it on the community. We want to know what you think is Daniel Cormier the GOAT, okay? We're going to be taking phone calls as well. We're going to read the live chat. It's going to be wonderful, wonderful. Also, tonight on the MMA-Holes, we are debuting a brand new donation, the 666 donation. But here's the deal with this donation. It's a very special donation, okay? If you use this donation, make sure you donate something completely cringy and wrong. Okay? That's the only way you can use the 666 donation. Link in the description for that if you want to use that. But that's the only way you can use it. All right. Let's look in the chat. Let's see what you guys say. We will have a poll, and we'll take your votes as well. King's Your Mother's Ring says Conor is the GOAT. Now, listen. You know right here. There he is. Oh, Conor McGregor. I'm a fan of Conor, right? I've been on and off the Conor train, but ultimately, I'm a Conor fan. And when Conor gets back in, I'm going to be all aboard. I'm going to jump aboard on the Conor train. What Conor did was fantastic. Fantastic for the sport and fantastic for me because I got a lot of subscribers from Conor McGregor. So thank you, Conor. But if you look at it, it's apples and oranges. When you look at DC and Conor McGregor, if you look at a full career and how they achieved what they achieved, man, DC, it just looks better on paper to me. Conor McGregor did a fantastic thing. He is the double champ, and he had to vacate, and it's going to be interesting to see what DC does. He says he wants to stay active, but there's a lot of complications with that when it comes to a Brock Lesnar. We'll also be talking about Brock Lesnar very soon. We have 20 likes. Well, hold on a second. My new favorite viewer.
Christopher Fagton, Mike Cocklone, Van Cockman, and every one of you DC doubters in the chat, go fack yourselves. You said he was too small, you brushed him off. He killed your big hero, the GOAT HW Stipe, so fast. You were the same people riding BONGOS.
Thank you, DC Fasten Stipe. All right, whatever. Anyway, thank you very much for the wonderful, wonderful donation. And yes, we were on board. We were on the DC train before the Stipe fight, right? And right when they made the fight, I was like, fuck, Stipe's going to lose, right? Right when they made this fight. You can go back and watch the first time we reacted to this whole thing being announced. We're like, Stipe's going to lose his fight. We called it here. So we agree with you. And so those of you that stuck to your guns, a lot of people flip-flopped. I think Jose flip-flopped, right? If I'm not mistaken. I think Jose flip-flopped. And listen.
It's time to get cringy.
Oh, shit! I'm evil. Yeah!
Pizza no cardio NGANNOU, post Kane JSD, post USADA Ovrim, old Wordum. Glass Chin Arlowski, old Marcon equals greatest heavyweight of all time? Stipe's record is overrated. GSP is the GOAT.
Oh
DC
my goodness.
Just beat a mediocre heavyweight. JBH.
That was the first time ever
Thank you, Vlad.
for the evil donation. Vlad was... Now, Frank Pavon usually is the person to break in those
No,
donations.
Vlad's been the one to break donations as
And
of
that's
late.
it. Vlad is taken over. Vlad is the donation master. We're not worthy. Evil donation. Thank you, Vlad, for the evil donation. Thank you. You're wonderful, wonderful. Link in the description for evil donation. All right. So let's go over what Vlad said there. And I've heard this argument a bunch of times. They look at Stipe's resume and like, not impressed. At heavyweight, man, you look at what Stipe did, okay? And they aren't layups. They are not layups. Yes, Stipe exposed NGANNOU, but before Stipe exposed NGANNOU, he was a goddamn killer, knocking people's heads off, right? Heavyweight is a different animal. It's not like you're going down to 125, 135, right? That weight class is over there. You can say, oh, they're fighting cans. At heavyweight, you could be the shittiest fighter in the world, and if you get caught on the chin, you're done. It's a wrap. So I take your argument, and I shit on it, Vlad. I shit on that argument. At heavyweight, it's a whole different ballgame. And these guys are UFC athletes at the top of the food chain. Heavyweight's a whole different monster. Stipe Miocic, his winning streak is not tainted. It's not Khabib'd. Stipe Miocic earned what he got. And Stipe Miocic is a goddamn legend and got smashed by a bigger legend. What do you think about what Vlad said?
Well, I can't remember what the whole last half of your donation was, Vlad. My apologies. Sorry.
You were just so smitten by the evil donation.
So smitten.
Yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. And a lot of people do have that perspective. But I'm always right. So that's all. Chris, you low-key looking kind of cute tonight. Well, now I'm sweaty. I have the shits. But thank you. Chris, tell Jessie to take that top off, says Ghost Cracker. Trying a new thing over there. Oh, we didn't get a chance to play the full song. 20 likes. Yeah! Bruce fuck! Bruce fuck! All right, let's read the chat and just think about what I said there at heavyweight. Let it sink into your heads. This is heavyweight. This is not fucking 125 here. Jesse, what's going on in the chat?
Chris, every donation chat is halfway cringe evil or come on Ronda, says Sean Hart. Post Reloaded says John never fought a heavyweight. DC. He might not stand a chance. My son says women have a small attention span. X-Ghost 22 says DC equals double cock. Mustakim Ali says, hey manholes. Ghost Cracker says, Chris, DC won, so Jess, take that top off. Vlad says, Chris disagrees. I'm going to off myself.
That's what I was giggling about. That's actually pretty funny.
Steve Johnson says, I would cheat and use performance and sex enhancers to avoid any losses in a cage, the bedroom, the streets, dark alleys, and the dumpster behind the 7-Eleven. Jay Smooth says, Danielle Cornmeal. Two Joint says, I just donated $4.20 primo Canadian likes.
All right. So now, thank you for the chats. I appreciate it. Look over here on the MMA-Holes community. We are asking, is Daniel Cormier the real GOAT? All right. Well, why does it say the real GOAT? He's a fake GOAT. Or is he the GOAT? All right,
The
fair
real
enough.
GOAT.
It's like the real GOAT.
You're gonna wrap one on one shoulder,
Hold on.
you're gonna wrap the other on the other shoulder, and you're gonna need a fucking army
The real
to
GOAT.
come take them belts off
Yeah,
me.
hold on.
DC has killed dead every hero they have presented to him at the exception of one advantaged.
It's true.
Steroid cocaine sniffing cheater.
You tell him
now,
fast
do you
enough.
want to present Brock Lesnar before Daniel? This is who you believe in? Ha 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 ha.
Thank you, Fastener. I appreciate it. See, he's telling you. He's speaking goddamn
To
truth.
answer your question,
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah, please
The-
tell me about this real
The
GOAT.
real GOAT means I'm not asking, is Daniel Cormier the GOAT amongst GOATs of ideas of GOATs in the UFC from the MMA community? I'm saying, is he the GOAT? The
Okay.
real GOAT,
Okay.
not everyone's fantasy of a GOAT. Is he the GOAT?
All right. So let me know in the chat. We have 19 votes. 84% say that Daniel Cormier is the real.
Is the real GOAT?
Yes.
He's the real GOAT.
That's right. The real GOAT. 16% say no. So get your votes in. We're going to check on this. And I'm with the 84. Stop being silly, for God's sakes. Now, John Jones, like I said before, I see John Jones is the GOAT from Jackson Schultz over there. John Jones still has a chance. What is he, 31 years old? I think he's somewhere around 30, 31 years
check.
old. John Jones, and I've said this before, right? Before the whole DC conversation, I said John Jones is the GOAT. And I believe
30.
he's 30. So when he comes back, he'll probably be 30. Was he July 19th?
He
What
actually
the fuck?
turns 31 this month.
Happy birthday, Coquette.
In 10 days.
I mean, John. Sorry. Whoops. I'm
In
sorry.
10 days, he turns 31.
Well, happy birthday to John Jones.
So
Turns
he's 31.
Should we have a birthday party for John Jones?
Yes.
July 19th? Wait, what day is July 19th? Do you have a calendar? Hold on.
Allow me to check.
Let me know what day. Well, let me know in the chats with the ones. Actually, no. Let me know with the chats with steroid needles. The steroid needle emojis. If you would like us to have a birthday party, like a proper John Jones birthday party. And maybe what we'll do is we'll tweet it out, right? We'll put it out all over social media at the MMA Holes. And we'll be like, hey, happy birthday, buddy. We're doing a
Thursday.
celebration.
But
It's
I
a
think
Thursday.
that's PFL.
Well, maybe we'll do a PFL / John Jones birthday party. We'll wear hats, right? What do you think? They can't
right.
find the steroid needle emojis. All right, so the chat looks like they want to have a John Jones birthday party. I think that'd be a great idea. All right, John Jones birthday party. So John Jones, back to the point. Yeah, he comes back, right? 31 years young, comes back, and he just starts knocking off people, goes up to heavyweight, starts beating up people at heavyweight. By the time John comes back, I think Stipe is going to get his 2 fights in. I think Stipe, I mean, not Stipe, hell, DC. I keep on calling Stipe DC. It's so stupid. Daniel Cormier will get his 2 fights in and vanish. But what I'm thinking is this, and let's go over to Brock Lesnar now, okay? Let's go over to Broccoli Lesnar. What I'm thinking is this fight is going to happen, right? If you missed it, you live under that rock or that Brock. Daniel Cormier beats Stipe Miocic, calls out Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar waltzes into the cage, and then they all start shoving each other. And DC's little training guy, his little striking coach, so like a chihuahua, starts fucking slapping Brock Lesnar on the side. Brock Lesnar literally goes like this to DC, and DC goes flying across the cage.
Well, he used 2 hands, in fairness.
Or he went like this.
Yeah, DC's not that light. He's heavyweight now.
Yeah. And it's crazy. Literally, a heavyweight DC,
He flew across the octagon.
Well, he didn't fly.
He flew.
No, when pigs fly. Or real goats. All right. Yeah, so all this crazy stuff happens. They go back and forth. Brock Lesnar says, what does he say? He says, NGANNOU is shit, right?
Yeah, he said Stipe
or piece of shit.
Yeah, and then he said Stipe is a piece of shit.
Okay, let's listen to what he said here.
And then he said, I'm coming for you, motherfucker.
All right, hold on a second. Let's get the audio to this. Let's see, Brock Lesnar. I want to play the audio. So Brock Lesnar calls everyone a piece of shit, which I think is hilarious, to be honest. I'm not.
And Stipe was there.
He called him a piece of shit. All right, hold on. Let's listen to this. Hold on. What the fuck is this?
Gonna get his face smacked in.
Oh my god. What is it? YouTube is filled with so many AIDSy videos. Let's see. Brock Lesnar pushes Daniel Cormier.
Yeah, do that one.
No, we want the.
That's it. Oh, and he pushes him.
No, we want him on the mic. When he said all that
he grabs
AIDSy
the
shit.
mic. He'll push him and then grab the mic super quick. Watch.
Hold on a second. Let's see if I get it. Where is it? Where is the shit?
No, keep going. It's after he pushes him.
All right, hold on a second. Where does he get the mic? No, it's Daniel Cormier. No, this is not it. Okay, we just wasted all your time.
You skipped
that wasn't it.
Too much.
That wasn't it. Hold on. Broccoli Lesnar. Where is it? Broccoli Lesnar. Hold on a second. Someone throw it in the MMA-Holes.com. Fuck YouTube. I agree. Brock Lesnar, UFC. I'm going to find it. We should have queued this up before, but it's too much work. Okay, Brock Lesnar returns. There's like a million videos of people talking about. Just give me the Lesnar returns. Oh, fuck. YouTube's so easy. Give me Broccoli Lesnar. Calls out Daniel. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Listen to this. All right, here we go. Ready? Everyone, get close to your speakers. This is Broccoli Lesnar getting in the cage, shoving people around. Well, actually, he shoved people after he did this. He grabs the mic from Joe Rogan. And by the way, look at this. Brock Lesnar's hand. Look how big it is over Joe Rogan's hand. It's ridiculous. Okay.
Roids.
Here we go. Stipe Miocic is a piece of shit, right? Miocic is the piece of shit. Actually, that should be a soundbite. All right, so I'm coming for you, DC, I'm coming for you. But before that, he calls NGANNOU.
I have it.
You have it? Well, what is it going to do over there when it needs to be here?
Message board.
Oh,
smart ass.
Shit. You mean to tell me you put it on the message board?
No.
You didn't put it on a fucking message. What are you doing? All right, anyway. Listen, you don't have to hear it. NGANNOU, he calls NGANNOU a piece of shit. He calls Stipe a piece of shit. That's the greatest thing ever. Now I'm not a WWE fan, but Brock Lesnar. Let's just think of what happened here. Brock Lesnar walks into the cage, right, and he waltzes in the cage, and he gets on the mic and he calls NGANNOU a piece of shit. Now, why? What are we doing? And then he calls Stipe a piece of shit, right? Why? Stipe just lost.
All right, it's there.
NGANNOU just lost. Why are you calling them a piece of shit? Nothing to do with you, Brock. Like, they're all right, they're pieces of shit. And it's hysterical. It's absolutely hysterical, right? So now we have this fight. We have this fight with DC and Brock Lesnar. Now, here's the one thing where I can understand why MMA fans are not excited about this, okay? Look at Brock Lesnar. He doesn't deserve a title shot, right? I think we could all agree on that. There's no reason that Brock Lesnar deserves a title shot. There's no reason. Oh, yeah, wait. There's one reason. Money, right? It's the only reason. The cash. It's the only reason why Brock Lesnar deserves a title shot, because money. The UFC wants to make money. DC, at 39 years old, wants to make money. That's the only reason why. But other than that, there's no other reason. So Brock Lesnar walks in the cage, and he calls everyone a piece of shit. I love it. The shoving. I love it. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I love it. I love the circus of the whole thing. So I'm down. I am down right now. And the reason why I'm down, look at the heavyweight division. All right? Let's go over to the UFC.com. Let's go to pound for pound over here. UFC. All right. I should have really set this up a little bit better, but who cares? Okay, UFC pound for pound rankings, right? I'm going to go over here. UFC fighter rankings. Let's go to the heavyweights. And this is why I am down for Lesnar versus Daniel Cormier, which is probably going to be happening after 2018. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen before the year is up because Lesnar's still suspended. So he can finish his cycle of steroids and he can move on and jump into the USADA pool. Stipe Miocic loses to Daniel Cormier. Gets knocked out in the first round, right? Francis Ngannou exposed.
Super chat.
Evan Seymour.
I'm late, please forgive me.
You're forgiven, and thank you for the donation. Curtis Blades, up-and-comer, but it's kind of been a snooze fest on the way up. Yeah, he's dominating, kind of snoozy. Volkov, exposed. Overeem, no chin. Derek Lewis, shit fight with Ngannou. Mark Hunt, old as fuck, doesn't really deserve a title shot. Dos Santos, fighting this weekend. Where's the heavyweight division? Where is it? It's nowhere to be found over here. Nowhere to be found. So you know what? Give me Brock Lesnar and give me Daniel Cormier. Give it to me. Because as of now, there's nothing. Everything is done. So yeah, you know what? It makes sense. Let me know in the chat. Do you want to see Daniel Cormier, excuse me, my fucking phlegm, versus Brock Lesnar? Yes or no? And god damn it, we went fucking crazy over here. We went fucking crazy over here watching that Stipe fight. Right? That shit was fantastic. UFC 226. Now, Jessie, do you want to see Daniel Cormier versus Brock Lesnar?
Yes, I do.
You do?
I would rather see it over John Jones versus Daniel Cormier.
You would rather see Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Cormier over John Bones Jones. Okay. So what is your reasoning for wanting to see the Brock fight? Just because you don't want to see John Jones?
Because it's entertaining. You have to understand, even if it's cringy like Brock Lesnar, you're gonna tune in. You know, like why wouldn't you tune in? It's an entertaining fight.
It is entertaining for sure,
and it's funny.
You're doing it because it's funny.
Yeah.
All right. She's doing it because it's funny.
It's funny.
I like the circus aspect of it because you have Brock Lesnar and you have Daniel Cormier. If you had them in a room next to each other, you'd be like, there is no way that little fat black guy is going to win. Right? You're like, no way in hell is that fucking hors d'oeuvre going to beat the main course over there. That's not going to happen. Right? But as an MMA fan, we're like, DC's going to fuck Brock Lesnar up. So you got people coming in from WWE like, yeah, Brock Lesnar is going to win. He's going to pound DC into the mat, and he's going to be the champ again. And MMA fans are like, you're on crack, right? But it's fun. It's a circus, and you look over at the heavyweight division, there's nothing else going on. Let these guys fucking build themselves back up before we get you know anything going on. It's the fight that has to happen. I look in the chat, I see a lot of yeses over there. Lots of yeses. How the fuck is Lesnar going to get through USADA, says Dan Flynn? It's a great question. He better fucking get through it. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? And Daniel Cormier also said this at the press conference. He said that I am not fighting this man unless he passed every fucking test. So not only is he going to be tested through USADA, he's going to be tested outside. Cormier even said he would dip into his own pocket because it doesn't matter. He's going to be making a fortune anyway. And he's going to have him tested. So there's going to be fucking piss cup tests up the ass for Brock Lesnar. Broccoli Lesnar. Another question for the chat. Will Brock Lesnar make it to the fight? Because there's two ways he might not make it to this fight. First of all, it's going to happen the beginning of next year, right? Will he stay healthy? And will he stay clean? So now the question is, chat room, the question is, will Brock Lesnar fight DC? I know you guys want to see it, and some no's sprinkled in over there, but will it happen? Yes or no? Now, Jessie, take into consideration, Brock Lesnar has broken down before. Brock Lesnar had some serious problems. I think it was with his back. And he's a avid steroid user. Will he make it to the big dance?
I don't think so.
Okay, you're going to say no.
USADA, he's back. He was back in the testing pool as of July 3rd. So USADA is giving him till I think it's January 9th is the day that he's he's eligible to fight again. That's 6 months away, almost 6 months away. So 6 months is a long time, especially for someone with a previous drug problem. I mean, look at John Jones. Look at anybody. It doesn't have to be a fighter. Anybody with a drug problem, you give them that long of a time, it's easy to relapse. It's very easy to relapse. So, you know, I mean, I would like to think that, yeah, he will make it through, but there's a part of me that says it might not happen.
What up, MMA-Holes? I see 112 people watching. We are discussing Brock Lesnar, okay? We spoke about it at the beginning of the show. Is Daniel Cormier the GOAT? All right? We're speaking about Brock Lesnar. Will Brock Lesnar even make it into the cage for this super fight? Right? Steroids, injuries, a lot of things to talk about there. Think about how many people have pulled out of fights. And now you got to look at Daniel Cormier at 39 years old. Will he be able to make it into the cage? We don't know. It's a risky fight to make, right? Brock Lesnar, I think, is 41 years old or 40 years old, somewhere around the lines like that. We're going to open up the phone line shortly. We're going to take this until 11 p.m., but there is a chance. Save the show at 5 minutes left. We will start that clock. All right, so this is what we're going to do here. We're going to go into some topics. We're going to run through the news. This is the card that happened this weekend, okay? Stipe Miocic versus Daniel Cormier. If you miss this fight, you need to do yourself a favor and go back and watch one round, okay? Intense stuff. Daniel Cormier knocks out Miocic, becomes the double champ. This fight over here, Francis Ngannou versus Derrick Lewis, was a complete and utter piece of trash. But with that being said, and I may sound crazy, because of how this card was, finish. This armbar was insane by Pettis. Decision, but war. And then you have a finish over here in the first round. I didn't hate this fight. I did not. Thank you, Afterlife. Appreciate it. Make sure you drop a sub and a like. I didn't hate it. And I'm going to tell you why I didn't hate this fight. Yes, they were getting booed out of the building. And yes, towards the very end of the fight, you're like, oh my God, what is going on right now? The reason why I didn't hate this fight is, first of all, we finally got to see these two go. It was fascinating to me to see a scared Francis Ngannou versus a number 5 Derrick Lewis who fucking lost to Mark Hunt, who has back problems, who has to take boo-boos. And Ngannou was scared shitless. This is a fight that anyone could have done, got dropped. But you know who got dropped? The fans got dropped. The fascinating part about this fight is Dana White said that Derrick Lewis's street value, it did not go down. In fact, he's still in the picture. And if you look at the heavyweight rankings, it makes sense. This fight does not hurt Derrick Lewis in any way. In fact, it helps him. Ngannou, stock dropped. Curtis Blades going up the rankings, and what I'm seeing here, I think this is a no-brainer. I think we're going to see Blades versus Lewis. I think that's the fight to make.
I'm gonna wrap one on one shoulder, I'm gonna wrap the other on the other shoulder.
Harvey!
And you're gonna need a fucking army to come take them belts off me.
Does anyone have Mackenzie Dern's phone number? Tell her to PM me for a private audition and bring a potted plant along with her fake accent.
All right, we'll pass that along to you. Thank you. Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein's an MMA hole. It's very exciting. Thank you, Harvey. So Ngannou versus Blades seems to be the fight. And if you think about it, Blades has been in 2 fights that people were not happy with. Even though Blades got the win, they were like, oh my God, I'm so bored. So Blades versus Derrick Lewis looks like the fight that's going to happen next. You got Volkov floating around. You got Overeem, who he keeps on saying, you know, hey, he's back, you know, but he's not. What's next for Ngannou? Who knows? Ngannou, I have a feeling we're not going to see for a little bit. I really don't think we're going to see him for a while. But this fight over here, was it the best fight in the world? No, it was actually one of the worst fights I've ever seen. But because of the whole situation, because of the circumstances, because of the entire card, I give it a pass. I give Derrick Lewis a pass. But I don't give Francis Ngannou a pass. I don't give him a pass. How do you fight Stipe Miocic the way you did and get exposed and then come back and get scared of a Derrick Lewis? How does that happen?
Because he was on a winning streak. He was doing well. He was a great fighter. So you take a loss. If you're good at anything and then you get smacked in the face because your ego got a little ahead of yourself and you get smacked in the face by reality, of course you're going to come back a little bit more fearful. You're going to come back a little more hesitant because then you realize that you're not as big as you thought you were.
Well, he got brought back down to earth. Big time. Got brought with Stipe. But with this fight, it's bizarre. And the reason why the fight sucked is because of the Predator. That's why this fight sucked. Now, listen, it takes two to tango, right? Derrick Lewis at least tried. Did he try hard? I don't know how hard he tried, but he did try, right? With those switch kicks and coming up high with the foot, you know? Trying to work on the body a little bit, come in. What we learned about Francis Ngannou is he knows how to escape a punch. He knows how to back off. He did his best impersonation of... Actually, it was worse than what Wonderboy did. I mean, Francis didn't even try to counter. It was bizarre. I feel it was Ngannou's fault. This fight was Ngannou's fault. He didn't even give it a shot. So I blame Francis in this fight. Let me know in the chat who you blame, Ngannou or Lewis. Let me know right now. Now, Jesse, I know you were pulling for Ngannou, and actually, I am a fan of Francis Ngannou. Before the Stipe fight, I was on board with Ngannou. Then the Stipe fight happened, and I predicted Stipe would win. I was right. From that point on, we realized Francis Ngannou is not as scary as everyone thinks he is.
Yeah.
Who do you think is at fault, though, with this fight? Or do you think they're both?
Both of them.
Okay, go ahead.
I think both of them are equally to blame on this. Herb Dean pulled them in halfway through the fight, or actually in the first round, I think it was. He pulled them in. And he said if you guys don't fight, then he's going to start deducting points. Like, it's clearly both of them. You can't just throw it on one or throw it on the other. The fact that they both looked completely and utterly defeated, even after the winner was announced, goes to show that they both are very aware of who was in the wrong. They were both in the wrong. Whether one gave more of an effort or not, they were both in the wrong because neither of them put in enough effort.
Yes, they both could have tried harder, but let me put it this way. What more could have Derrick Lewis done, right? Derrick Lewis did try.
Fight.
He did try to exchange. He was trying to kick up high. Every time he punched, he kicked. Francis stepped back, and yes, you do step back,
Yeah.
but why not counter?
No,
Francis
I agree.
didn't even try to counter.
Like I said, I completely agree.
I think he's a piece of shit.
It's not a matter of who put in more effort.
Yeah.
They both didn't put in enough effort. If Derrick Lewis put in every amount of effort that was in him, every amount into that fight, I'd say it was Francis Ngannou's fault, whether I was rooting for him or not. But he didn't put in every ounce of effort. Neither did Ngannou, so they're both to blame.
What do you think in the chat? Let me know. Let me know right now. We have 67 likes. We didn't get a chance. Did we play the 20 likes at 60, Jesse? I don't even know if we did. Fuck it.
20 likes, 20 likes.
I've got fucking.
20 likes, 20 likes.
I'm gonna wrap one on one shoulder, I'm gonna
Uh-oh.
wrap the other on the other
Uh-oh.
shoulder, and you're gonna need a
Dynamic.
fucking army to come take them belts off me.
For me, DC is the clear GOAT, but why does that even matter to him? His legacy is set in stone forever, unlike tainted fighters who cheat like Jones. Daniel's story is unbelievable. The man can do it all. No one can take away his accomplishments. Nobody.
Dynamic. Thank you for the donation. And I think you are on this. Me and you are gigantic Daniel Cormier dick riders. I think that's what it comes down to. I've even told John Jones to his fucking face that I'm a big fan of DC. Why should I root for you? You know, like, DC is the average guy, the everyday guy, the fat fuck with the belly, going out there and winning 2 belts in the UFC. How could you not like the guy? Even in the Olympics, he couldn't get over the hump, right? Couldn't grab the gold. And what does he do? He comes over, he's Strike Force. He does his thing at Strike Force. He comes over to the UFC at a later stage in the game, and, man, the accomplishments are unbelievable. So shout out to Daniel motherfucking Cormier. All right, let me see what the chat says. We're going to go through the topics real quick, open up some phone lines, and then wind this down. But 115 watching. We're going to put 5 minutes on the clock when 5 minutes are left, and then you can save the show. We'll talk about that when that time happens. Jesse, what's going on in that chat room?
David Flores says, me too. Wheezing says, I've been a DC fan for a long time. Steve Johnston, yup, especially all them hoes we call wives, says Kenshiro Ryu. Pro Tool says, Jessie looks fine tonight. David Flores says, like UFC gold. Isaiah Moore, black butterbean. Drunk Savage says, if DC beats both Brock and Jones, we will definitely see a DC movie in the future. I would love to see that, Drunk Savage.
That is it. That would be an awesome movie for sure.
Dwok Solo says, so happy for DC. Fuck Junkie Jones. Well, he fought Stipe, but also fuck Junkie Jones. Craig Perk says, DC, not the GOAT. Two Joint says, ninth caller gets a wristband to watch Lesnar do granny porn live.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Robert Rodriguez says, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Bones knows. Papacito Grande says, you need to bang that Chinese boy sitting next to you. He looks like he could use some dick.
All right. On that note, let's move. The cringiest live chat on YouTube. I tell you what, they never disappoint, this chat room. You never fucking disappoint. With over 100 people watching, we have 5 videos in a row of plus 1K views, and we hit 78,000 views on our Fight Buddies.
Wonderful.
One day we're going to get a high five right. One day it's going to happen. One day it will, or a handshake. It's just so dysfunctional.
So easy.
We are the MMA-Holes. We are live 3.
You're gonna wrap one on one shoulder,
Forget it.
wrap the other on the other shoulder, and you're gonna need a fucking army to come take them belts off me.
What?
JBH post 226. Pretty ironic, isn't it, Chris? Chris, what? JBH Daniel has complained about fighting in enhanced John Jones, yet he's about to willingly fight biggest juice head of 8 vol for a bump in pay. Cheese. Yeah, I agree. Fuke Figo.
Okay.
Cheese is the only thing that sticks out over there, but it is true though, right? Daniel Cormier is like, I'm not going to fight a cheater, and then he fights the biggest cheater of all time, Brock Lesnar. But I think we know why he's doing that, right? I mean, at 39 years old, he says he has 1 or 2 fights left in the tank. Well, he's just going for the money. So it is what it is. It is what it is. That's my Max Holloway. Not very good. The show Fukin rocks.
Everyone's saying that was an awkward moment or high five.
It's so bad. Someone should
We
like.
can never high five, right? Here's what he does. He goes, oh, high five. And I go to high five, right? And then sometimes I'm used to him grabbing when he high fives. He's a grabber. He's
No,
one
I'm
of those.
not. I've never grabbed a high five.
He's one of those people, like, if you high five him, he grabs, right? So sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, well, he's a grabber, so I'm going to high five him.
No.
And grab. But then it'll be the moment that I decide to grab that he's not in the mood to grab.
No, I high five like this.
So he'll just be like, and I'm like this, and then and so when I don't grab, when I'm like, no, he probably won't grab, I don't want to make it awkward, then I high five and he grabs, and it's like we can never get it right. We can never get. We need to figure out are we grabbers with high fives or just high five? Let it go.
Here's the thing. Here, put your hand up. That's a high five.
No,
right?
this is you with high fives.
No.
This is you.
That's not.
That's
no,
a high five
no.
that you.
I went in for this, and then
any
I went in for this, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're doing this now.
No.
That's what happened.
No.
All right.
No.
Anyway, let's move on.
All right.
Now we do 3 shows a week. We do Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays every single week. This week we're gonna be live for Triton Fights on Thursday. It's gonna be Thursday morning into afternoon. We're gonna be on a reality show, for God's sakes. The MMA-Holes is gonna be on a reality show. Yeah, that's right, motherfucker.
Wonderful, wonderful.
That's on Thursday. Friday, we're going to be covering the Triton Fight event. And Wednesday, we're going to have Chris Machi. You may know him as Forehead. Will be live. The big cheese of Triton Fights will be live on Wednesday. So we're going to be having a lot of fun. Also, we're going to be talking about, it's Fight Week. So for the UFC, we're going to be discussing UFC. We have the Contender Series tomorrow night. So every night this week, going into Saturday, we will be live on this channel. So make sure that you drop a sub if you haven't yet. We're on our way to 12,000 subscribers. Thank you so much to the new peeps jumping in. Let's go through topics really quick, take a couple of phone calls, and maybe, just maybe, someone will save the show. And if you do, you will be a goddamn celebrity. All right, Jesse, what's in topics? Topics. All right. If you're having a good time, make sure you slap a thumb in the upright position like this. And if you haven't shared this shit, share it, man. It's a fun place to hang out. The MMA-Holes is the best place to hang out, and we're wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
All right, let's see. On the MMAHoles.com, what do we got going on?
What's in the news? Brock Lesnar, we already talked about this a little bit, but Brock Lesnar is back in the drug testing pool and eligible to fight again in January. Brock Lesnar, as everybody knows, was busted after his fight for UFC 200 with Mark Hunt. He defeated Hunt in that fight, but it was later overturned to a no contest by the Nevada Athletic Commission due to the failed drug test. But when he entered back into it, it was July 3rd, which is just a few days before UFC 226, which was when he had notified Dana White that he would be at 226 to challenge the winner, which he thought was going to be Stipe. Ended up being DC. He will be eligible to fight again or compete again on or after January 8th should he remain in compliance with the UFC anti-doping policy. So, all he has to do is stay straight, and we may see a Lesnar versus DC fight in the future.
Now, let's go over to the MMA-Holes. Let's see. Let's go to our community over here. MMA-Holes community. We asked you guys on the community to vote, is Daniel Cormier the GOAT? We're just doing a quick update. 72 votes, and 67% says Daniel Cormier is the GOAT. And 33% says no, no, no. So get your votes in over there. What else is in the news, Jessie?
What's in the news? Stipe Miocic asks Daniel Cormier for a rematch. I'm sure a lot of people are aware of this. I'm not sure if we had mentioned it or dabbled into it at all during this show, but it is rather new. There was a tweet sent out by Stipe Miocic just shortly after the fight ended and DC won the title. Stipe said, "Congrats to DC. Didn't get the chance to say it in the cage, but let's dance again and get a rematch before you call it a career. Thanks to my coaches and team. Being the greatest heavyweight in UFC history is a career-long journey and doesn't end here. I'm more motivated than ever." Cormier did not respond immediately after that tweet, but he did send he didn't acknowledge the rematch too much, but he did send something in regards to the congratulations that Stipe sent and said, "My brother, it was an honor to share the cage with you. I know you'll be back better than ever, champ. Head up and good luck with the baby." So he hasn't really acknowledged anything about a rematch. I'm sure it's going to be something that he's going to toss back and forth, but I really think DC would love to look at the Brock Lesnar thing, especially with Dana White being completely on board with that. As long as Brock Lesnar stays straight, I think he would go with that before he would go with Stipe again.
Now, let me know in the chat if you want to see the rematch, and I say, come on. I mean, it's not going to happen. At this, it's unfortunate. I wish Daniel Cormier was a little bit younger, and then, you know, a couple of fights in between, they redance again. Stipe is definitely going to be in the mix as a champion, but right now, unfortunately, Stipe is going to, they're not going to rematch. I don't think so, at least. What do you guys say in the chat? This is on the MMAHoles.com. If you have any thoughts on this, make sure you drop a comment over there, and we'll check it out. What else is in the news? JBH.
Dana White, also about Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar was in the news a lot today. Dana White said that he definitely would love to see Brock Lesnar happen with DC. He says that Brock Lesnar came to the fight and he was all fired up. Right when he got to Dana's seat on the side, he was acting like a, quote, lunatic, unquote. He was fired up and excited for the fight. His gut told him that Stipe was going to win because he felt that Cormier put on way too much weight for the fight and that he thought it was going to affect him, which clearly it did not affect him. Brock Lesnar didn't show up with the intentions to challenge DC, but DC saw him in the crowd and he thought that's what Lesnar's intentions were, so he's like, let's just bring him into the octagon. And that's how it ended up. It was supposed to be a Lesnar versus Miocic challenge, but now it's DC.
There you go. Brock Lesnar jumping into the UFC octagon one more time, and it looks like he's going to be fighting Daniel Cormier. All right, what else we got, Jess?
When it comes to the main event, DC versus Stipe, DC did say that he thought Stipe was, what?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Where are we going?
Stipe didn't hit him normally hard. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. I'm like, where are we?
Stipe Miocic didn't hit him normally hard. In regards to the fight, everyone who doubted DC, the reason why DC had the advantage during this fight was simply because DC realized that Stipe Miocic wasn't throwing bombs as hard as he thought he would. DC said, and I quote, "I was seeing how he hit and seeing how fast he was and everything. He took me down and he was trying to hit me when I got back up. It all hurts. Stipe is a big, strong guy. He's a great champion, but it wasn't anything abnormal. I was like, he hits hard, but not abnormally hard. When I figured that out and I got a little bit of his timing, I figured that it wouldn't be one punch that kind of slept me." So basically, DC waited. He waited and waited for the perfect opportunity, and then when he found it, he took it, and Stipe was dropped in a second.
It's interesting. After the fight, they were asking, and he did give props to John Jones. You know, basically, he's still saying John Jones is the hardest guy he's ever fought, right? And rightfully so. He lost twice to him. But with the interesting thing on top of that is how he said Rumble Johnson still is the hardest man to ever put hands on Daniel Cormier. And you look at the size of the people Daniel Cormier has faced, and Rumble Johnson, who is a massive man now, thinking about going to heavyweight, being the hardest hitter. Could you imagine Rumble Johnson going up to heavyweight with that power and that speed? Man, that would be dangerous stuff. Jessie, anything else in the news?
One more thing. Brian Ortega says that he stands by his decision not to fight the replacement at UFC 220.
I'm sorry. Whoops. I must have hit that by accident. Go ahead.
Wonderful.
Did you really hit it by accident?
Yeah, it was a total accident.
Oh, yeah, right. Go
ahead.
Says that he stands...
Oh,
Stop!
fuck, it keeps on... it must be broken. Go ahead.
Says that he stands by his decision not to fight the replacement at UFC 226, and he says, quote, "I'm no yes man." So what happened, for those of you guys who are not informed, which you live under a rock if you didn't, or you don't belong here if you have no idea, Jeremy Stephens was a prospect in this fight. Max Holloway was injured. He was pulled out of the fight. Jeremy Stephens jumped on Dana White's phone line and blew him up until Dana White could respond with an answer as to whether or not he could fight Brian Ortega. Brian Ortega's team decided to turn it down, which at the pre-fight press conference, Dana White called out Brian Ortega's manager, saying, ask him what he thinks about Jeremy Stephens. And the guy said no right there in front of everybody. He got booed. But Brian Ortega doesn't feel bad about it. He doesn't feel bad about the decision not to fight Jeremy Stephens or any other replacement for that matter, because it wasn't a fight for the title. He says he's no yes man. He said, quote, "I'm a businessman, a company man, but I'm no yes man. Watching the fights last night, knowing I could have been performing for all of you, truly took a toll on me. I stand by my decision." And indeed, Brian Ortega was seen at UFC 226 in the crowd.
How about that? Yeah. Now, I have some firm opinions on this whole situation. There he is. Oh, wow. I can't find. I'm only going to take the Max Holloway fight. Look, I'm so beautiful. My beautiful eyes, my perfect ponytail. Fuck you. Fuck you. I think he could have. Here's the thing. I don't know for sure if Dana White offered Brian Ortega the interim title. I don't know what's the deal with that. But if Dana White didn't offer him that,
I think he did.
He had to have.
Sure he did.
But if he didn't, and he's like, I want you to fight Jeremy Stephens, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to fight Jeremy Stephens. I want to make this much money, and I want a shot at the interim title. Why not take the fucking fight?
We've been through this a million times. It is the risk. I guarantee.
What risk?
There is a risk.
There's no risk.
There is a risk.
There's 0%.
If he takes the interim title with Jeremy Stephens, say happenstance, let's put this in theory, right? He takes the interim title, right? But he still has to. He gets handed the title that he was going to win with Max Holloway, right? He still has to defend it. So if he gets injured with Jeremy Stephens, what's his chances, if injured, of actually being able to fight for the title he wanted?
He beats He fights Jeremy Stephens for the interim belt, right? Mm-hmm. And let's be honest, Brian Ortega is going to beat Jeremy Stephens. I mean, come on. That's going to happen. And even if you think there's a doubt, even if you think there's a doubt, who is more dangerous, Jeremy Stephens or Max Holloway? I mean, Max Holloway is extremely dangerous, and Max Holloway may not even come back to 145. So he might have to fight Jeremy Stephens regardless. So why not just fight him now, get a big payday on UFC 226?
Because
call it a
if
day.
He gets injured, do you think that if you were to fight fight Jeremy Stephens and then get handed over the title, that he's just not going to have to defend it?
Yeah, he's going to have to defend it. Of
course he's going to have to defend it.
He's going to have to defend it if he beats Holloway.
I highly doubt. Here's the thing. If he's going to fight Max Holloway for the title he wants,
yeah,
right? Or Jeremy Stephens for just the interim title.
You're not making any sense right now. So if he beats Max Holloway, he has to defend the belt regardless, correct?
Right, but he would have the belt he wanted. Would you fight someone
that
for an
interim belt
title?
I'm going to put it to you this way. Ortega's going to win against Stevens. He's going to have the interim title, and it's going to turn into the regular title because Max Holloway's probably not coming back to 145.
Right.
And he's going to fight Stevens regardless. Shan Wood!
This show isn't ending in 5 minutes.
Uh-oh.
We want more MMA holes.
Well, you know what? I tell you what. Now, Shan Wood, thank you very much, but I didn't start the clock.
He did technically save the show, though. I mean, it is
does that count?
It's 5 minutes until it ends. We just didn't start the clock. It's technically 4 minutes now.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what right now. Because I'm a nice guy, and I was going to start the clock. I didn't start the clock yet.
Should we start the clock now?
Yes. We
But,
didn't
like,
start the
but for a new
the clock.
donation?
Well, I mean, all right, how about this? I'll tell you what. Because, Shan Wood, you're nice enough to give us the $10 donation, we're going to extend it 10 minutes. And then we're going to do this for the first time ever. After the 10 minutes, we'll have another 5 minutes on the clock. But when that 5 minutes starts, that's when we're going to be taking the donation for the extended show. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fuck it. At 11:10, we're going an extra 10 minutes on the MMA Holes Hour, thanks to Shan motherfucking Wood, who just saved the show.
Wonderful.
All right. And thank you very much for the donations. I do appreciate it. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there is a new donations, and it is the 666 cringy-ass donation. So if you want to tickle that thing, link in the description. All right. So I want to keep this conversation going. Ortega versus Holloway. I think Jessie makes some very good points. I make some fantastic points as well. And you guys and gals make some wonderful, wonderful points. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the phone lines and get your opinions. A lot of stuff to talk about tonight. And thanks to Shan Wood, we're going to extend it another 10 minutes. This card over here deserves more time than an hour. So Shan Wood, you are wonderful, wonderful. How about Khalil Roundtree knocking out Gokhan Saki? Are you fucking kidding me? We didn't even get a chance to talk about that yet.
No, I didn't.
Anthony Pettis with the armbar on the ground man, the overweight Michael Chiesa, who says he's not going to fight at 155 anymore. Mike Perry squeezing out a victory against Paul Felder. Fun fight over there. A lot of shit, and we know what happened over here. We want to know what you guys and gals think about this whole situation and all of the topics tonight. We're going to open up the phone lines in 1 second, but we got 20 likes.
20 likes, 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. 20 likes, 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. 20 likes, 20 likes. I've got fucking 20 likes. I hope that dislikes die of leprosy.
Alrighty then, let's go. Opening up the phone lines at 516-522-0267. The number is right underneath the tablet over there. Thank you guys for joining us. And we're going to go an extra 10 minutes tonight, thanks to wonderful, wonderful Shan Wood. Let's see. I was impressed with Perry. Not going to lie, says Dan Flynn. All right, what do you guys think about Mike Perry's performance over there? Jackson Wink, his first time under the wink. I think he did good. Am I the only one naked watching this show? Woo-wee-you. The answer to that question is... Felder isn't really a 155er. There was no size advantage. It's true. They were very equal. Actually, Felder looked bigger, right? Ortega should have took the fights. And I want to know what you guys think. Should Ortega have taken that fight? Now, who are we? Like, I'm not trying to disrespect fighters in any way. We joke around. We have our opinions over here. As a fan, just thinking about it, it just doesn't make sense for Ortega not to take the fight. In my point of view, I would never tell a fighter, oh, you got to take this fight. You're a pussy for not taking this fight. And yeah, we call him a fag and this and that, but it's all in good fun.
I think he was smart not to take the fight.
I just don't understand. He has nothing to lose by taking the fight. He has nothing to lose. You have a better chance of losing to Max Holloway, so why not take a title against Jeremy Stevens? Right?
Would you want the interim title?
Who the fuck is that guy?
It's still a belt. He's still going to get the fucking money. He's going to get the money. He's going to get the money and a strap.
It's not the fight he wanted.
He could jump on top of the cage with a fucking belt over his shoulder.
It's not the belt.
It's crazy. You know Ortega's beating Stevens. You know it. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. All right. I enjoyed Felder's DiCaprio impression Saturday night. I didn't see that. Pull Staley's thread up. All right. So everyone was talking about this. This is on the MMAHoles.com. Let's see. So let's go through. Like, please show.
Exactly, Craig Perks. Why?
So
why
they're
risk it?
rest in peacing Ross. I got a message. I didn't open it, but it looks like he's gone. So.
Alright, got something to say. So I was just chillaxing at the Bizarre today, know what I'm saying? Jotting some rhymes in my notebook, minding my own damn business, yeah, boy. Well, anyways, some dude.
Rest in peace. Oh, Jesus Christ. I did not hit that button. Although it was well played. All right. Oh, what are we doing here? Let's see. Yo, Chris, Cameron, what's up? Robert Rodriguez with the... Completely agree, JBH on Ortega. So Steven Irons agrees with the JBH. Look up Lawrence Welk. I don't know what this Lawrence Welk shit is. Should I even look it up?
The same guy has been dropping Lawrence Welk all
I don't know
show.
what the fuck
Just
it is.
ignore him.
Let's see. I'm still waiting to take her out to Chick-fil-A, says Curtis Reynolds. If I was Ortega, I would have taken the fight against Stevens on short notice for 500K, show 500K win, says Brian Roger. So that's what Brian would do. I am naked and I ran through the house yelling, MMA-Holes and H, you're wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
Actually, I should play a FAP for that one.
FAP.
We got the phone lines open. Don't be afraid to call. 516-522-0267. Is that really him, says Pulse? DC is the real double champ, says MD. And I agree with you. DC is. If you missed the beginning of the show, I say he's the GOAT. I say he is the real double champ. And as much as I am a fan of Mr. McNugget, as people like to call him, and when McNugget comes back, I'm on board again. But DC is the GOAT. Come on. What are we doing? Don't look up Lawrence Welk. My grandparents liked him. This is Almond Brothers. Yes, it is him. Confirmed. She said yes the other day. This is Curtis Reynolds.
So ask her again.
That's right. Do it again.
Do
it again.
Do it now. Get in the chopper.
What do you think, Jesse? Are we going to get over 1K tonight and have 6 shows with 1,000 subscribers? I mean, 1,000 views. Crazy stuff over there. By the way, if you haven't seen this, and I'm going to go over, first of all, let's go over to our poll and see if Daniel Cormier is the GOAT. The votes are coming in. 89 votes. 64% say Daniel Cormier is the real GOAT. Now, if you guys missed it, check this out. This is why you subscribe to this channel over here. Okay? I'm going to show you guys. And for the peeps that hung out, let me know what the ones if you were here for the fight buddies. This is why you subscribe, because we give you the realest fucking reactions. And as autistic as this reaction was, we had to re-upload it because it is the most genuine thing you will ever see. We fuck up the call, we scream. There is autistic, there's swimming. There's swimming involved. There's jumping up and down.
Swimming.
There's a lot of things in here. There's turning completely red. A lot of things happened here.
There's accents.
There's accents. All right. Well, let's break this thing down. This was a live reaction to Stipe Miocic and Daniel Cormier.
One-on-one shoulder.
But before we do that,
Wow, Vlad.
On the other shoulder, and you're gonna need a fucking army to come take them belts off me.
Well, CHIRs. I'm going to have to hold on a second. Faggot, agree with JBH's entire argument. I refuse to call an undefeated fighter a pussy for making a smart business move.
Agreed.
I don't think
He'll
it is.
leave that for the casuals.
Thank you, Vlad.
It's not a
Thank
smart,
you very much.
And here's the thing. It's not a smart business move.
He had
because,
everything to lose.
let me ask you a question. What if Ortega gets hurt before the next Holloway fight? What if he gets hurt?
He has a higher chance
What if
of
he gets
getting hurt against Jeremy Stevens. It doesn't matter. You get in a fight right now. Say you get in a bar
He's
fight.
got to go through a whole
Listen
camp.
To me. Listen to me. Say you get into a bar fight, right now.
Mhm.
Or you're sitting here streaming. You have a higher chance of getting hurt in a bar fight than you do sitting here streaming. You could get up and stub your toe. Break your toe, and
Jesse,
then you can't fight.
he has-
My point is, he has a higher chance of getting hurt fighting in a fight he didn't want
How much money did he make for
than he
setting
does
this out?
waiting for a fight against Max Holloway.
He can take the guaranteed money, take the
It's-
guaranteed
maybe
belt.
it's not the money that he wanted.
And he doesn't have to go through another fight camp, a full fight camp, a full wake
Brian
up.
Ortega is a professional. He said it himself. He is willing to go through that full fight camp.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's honestly, it's absurd that he would turn down the money for a layup fight. And let's be honest, Jeremy Stevens is a layup fight and throw that strap around his waist. Brian Ortega, you have lost your chance. to get the belt.
Brian Ortega, you are probably one of the smartest fighters out there right now.
The phone lines are open. Is it not working? Let me know in the chat.
516-522-0267.
I think they are open. So let me know if it's working or not. All right, here we go. This is our reaction to UFC 226 in Stipe versus DC. So far, so good. We're seeing some fun stuff in the first round. Trading shots by 2. It looks like Daniel is getting... Oh, Kenshiro realized he figured out how to use the phone. Kenshiro, are you? What's up?
Why do you have to ruin one of the best reactions in the world, Kenshiro?
He didn't know.
Jessie's the casual. She needs to calm down.
Kenshiro, stop being salty.
Well, why is she always on the show?
You salty motherfucker.
It's so loud, you know?
You think she's too loud?
I don't care.
I can't even hear Chris talk anymore.
It's ridiculous.
Kenshiro, I am in New York now. I will walk over to your house. I know where you live. I will walk over there. And I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You will do fucking nothing, okay?
You do nothing. All right, Ken, what's going on?
So I agree with you, Chris, because Ortega could never beat Max Holloway. He will never be the champion. Because his last two fights is like Stipe, right? Beating all these old retired fighters. He beat Cub and he beat Frankie, and both Cub and Frankie couldn't even finish each other in their fight afterwards, you know?
Mm-hmm. He's a faggot.
So, like you said, if Ortega fought Jeremy Stephens, he had a very good chance of beating Jeremy Stephens. Jeremy Stephens is very aggressive. He's going to get choked out. He's going to run into Ortega. Ortega was really in good shape. He was doing, like, jumping arm bars at the open, like, workouts.
Mm-hmm.
So he could get the interim belt. And like you said, Max can't fight 155. And I think it is a weight loss issue. That's why the team has no excuse and kept it quiet. Because if it was a weight loss issue, if they said it, the UFC would strip Max Holloway because of health reasons of the featherweight belt. You know?
There you go. All right, Kenshiro, thanks for the call. See, there's Kenshiro chiming in. Before we get Jessie's response to this, what I got to do is this. We are running a little bit late. It's 11:07.
Kenshiro bored me.
Hold on. I'm going to start the 5-minute clock right now. Okay? We got a little extra. There it is right over there. When that clock is done, there is one more chance to save the show, whatever your donation denomination is. Whether it's $10, it's 10 minutes, $30, 30 minutes, $2, 2 more minutes. We'll extend it to that, and then we're going to end the show. Thank you so much, Shan Wood. Jessie, what do you think about what Kenshiro said?
I don't care. I don't care, Kenshiro. I don't care. Because I can't come up with any insults for you. I'm usually like on my A game, especially when it comes to Kenshiro. You have to be, because he's probably one of the best trolls in the chat. But I'm not tonight. But I will be. So Kenshiro, look out.
All right, let me know in the chat what you think about Ortega. I think this is a good conversation because I think we have a split room here. Ortega not taking the fight against Jeremy Stephens. Looks to be there was a belt on the line, an interim belt. But did he make the right move or not? Let me know in the chat. Opening up the phone lines again at 516-522-0267. Will someone save the show? We'll find out very shortly. 4 minutes on the clock. Now, Jessie, there's a lot of things that happened this weekend.
Oy vey.
What do you rate UFC 226?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. All righty. Here we go. Alex, you are live with the MMA-Holes. What is on your mind, my friend?
Well. I was going to talk about how DC went out there, and y'all already talked about it, but he went out there and knocked him out in the first round.
Yeah.
Do you think DC could beat Mark Hunt?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. That's a good question. All right, thank you for the call. DC versus Mark Hunt.
Yeah.
Man, I think DC annihilates Mark Hunt. Now, Mark Hunt, credit to Mark. He's got the chin of steel. Mark Hunt has fists of fury. But, man, if DC could weather the storm of a Rumble Johnson, who I think Mark Hunt and Rumble Johnson, I think Rumble probably hits harder than Mark Hunt. Mark Hunt he's getting, what is he, 43, 44 years old? Something's got to be a little bit off that punch now, right?
Mark Hunt, I feel like all it's going to take is one more hit before he has a seizure or some shit.
It's amazing. The damage.
It's ridiculous. I'm surprised he's still fighting, to be quite honest. If it were Mark Hunt versus DC, I would put my money on DC the whole way through. I would put my money on DC.
I think we all agree on that. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. Mark Hunt versus Daniel Cormier. And you know what? When you look at the fucking rankings, you can make an argument for Mark Hunt getting a title shot. I mean, it's as crazy as the heavyweight rankings look. 2 more minutes on the clock. We shut the show down. We're going to take one more call. 516 522-0267. Thank you so much for the donations on the Saturday show. You guys killed it that night. Everyone was representing with the likes, the shares. Everyone was awesome. Everyone was wonderful, wonderful. So you gave it a 10, huh? 10. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see. 443, last call of the night. What's your name and what's on your mind?
It's Smooth and
Smooth.
JBH. And JBH, listen, I will give you credit. You did call that DC would win. Chris, you did the same. But JBH, I need to tell you this.
Yeah.
Chris, you're correct. But JBH, you are incorrect. Because
How
here's
dare
the
you?
thing.
How dare you?
Here's the thing. If Ortega were to wait on Max's brain to rebuff her, he would have to wait pretty much a whole year because he's not going to fight again for this year.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Ortega was better off beating up a bum for an interim belt, and he would likely be made into the official champion later in the year because I'm pretty sure Max is not going to fight again for a while. So why the fuck would you wait for a guy who has brain damage and is probably going to talk like James Toney when he retires?
I will give you that Max Holloway will probably not fight for a while.
Let him finish his thought. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, why would he wait for a guy to recover from a concussion when he may not even fight again this year? And quite frankly, if he were to wait, he'd probably be waiting for up to a year, maybe a year and a half. If he were to beat up a bum like Stevens or even beat up Frankie Edgar again, at least he'd have the interim championship and he can defend it while Max gets better. And maybe if he made the champion, if Max is not even well by then. So really, he was stupid for sitting out, and he's a fucking pussy for missing out on the easy paycheck.
All right. Jay Smooth, thanks for the call.
Thank you.
So there we go. It is Jay Smooth making it. Now we have 5 seconds left. And if someone saves it, the show goes on. If not, thank you for watching. We're going to end it like this. Jesse, retaliate to what Jay Smooth said.
No, I
there.
only have 17 seconds. I'll tell you on the next show.
No, you can't. Don't do a cliffhanger.
No, you made me finish Jay Smooth's thought.
What? No way. No. You got to finish your thought. There's 8 seconds left in the show. You can't do this.
I can.
In the comment section down below,
3, 2,
let me know.
1.
What do you guys think? Should Max Holloway, should Brian Ortega, should he have fought Jeremy Stevens, or did he make the right choice? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. Jesse, go for it.
Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA hole.